It was, in fact, the only life circumstance that made it necessary for me to begin taking medication for depression and anxiety. The only thing. Not the parental abuse, not the sexual trauma, not the food deprivation or the housing insecurity, not the 8 years in the Marines, nothing. Just this. The shockwave that ripped through my nervous system compelled me to look for answers. I had to understand what was happening to me and those around me. So, along with therapy, I got my hands on any information on NPD and how to protect yourself from the narcissist. After fully understanding the narcissistic cycle in the context of interpersonal relationships, I then turned my focus on how I could make sure that I never fell prey to a narcissist ever again. There was a ton of information on how to spot a covert narcissist or how to spot covert narcissistic traits in people. I mean, you can really go down a rabbit hole with this stuff, and I certainly did. I learned that their traits were extreme sensitivity to criticism, passive aggressive behavior, playing the victim, frequent self-deprecation while still having an inflated sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy, manipulation through subtle tactics, and a tendency to shift blame onto others to avoid responsibility. Essentially, they may appear shy or insecure on the surface while harboring a deep need for admiration and control, often using indirect methods to achieve it. All of this tracked with my experience to the T. I thought that all of this knowledge would give me a sense of safety and that I could protect myself in the future because of it. But it honestly gave me a higher sense of anxiety when I realized that there was no level too low for narcissists to stoop down to if it meant avoiding accountability and advancing their narcissistic aims. And then it hit me. I had the realization that none of this knowledge mattered at all when it came to keeping myself safe. I realized that trying to keep myself safe by looking for external indicators that someone was not a safe person was still people pleasing. I was still giving away my power because, for all intents and purposes, I could potentially ignore how I felt about someone or a situation if they didn't fit neatly in the box of toxic person. And then the truth dawned on me. The key element, the only important thing that mattered in protecting myself, was to only care about and only listen to my body and intuition.